Some places like the US and parts of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, for example, they're being hit harder by Delta than Europe. And there's a couple of reasons why. Vaccination. The US is stalled at just above 60% of people covered. So you're seeing a surge in cases and deaths, particularly in unvaccinated people. Then in the developing world, there's just not enough vaccines, and the logistics of rolling them out is more complicated. Europe, on the other hand, has some of the highest vaccination rates in the world. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Delta becoming a particular problem for the so-called COVID zero countries, places like New Zealand, Australia, and of course, China. The US dropped 3 rungs to number 28 this month. This is, of course, a place that only a couple of months ago was number 1 and in our top 10 because of the success of early vaccination and reopening. But it's continued to open up pretty much no holds barred, despite the vaccination rate not keeping up. It just isn't high enough. Also declining quite significantly were Singapore and New Zealand as they grapple with the return of cases due to Delta. Spain, one of the hardest hit places early on in the pandemic, it's jumped to second place as its infection rate fell quite a lot to the lowest in more than a year. We're definitely seeing a lot of reopening in Europe, with places like our new number 1, Ireland, getting rid of quarantines altogether, and the vaccine passport system that the EU pioneered really facilitated summer travel without that big uptick in cases and deaths that we had when people started traveling in summer last year. And you've got places like Singapore and Australia, which had pursued that elimination strategy very successfully all last year, now realizing that so they don't fall behind, they do need to start easing things. Singapore has started some vaccinated travel routes that don't have quarantine, for example, with Germany. Romania, one of the most open places when it comes to travel. However, it suffers in the ranking from a low vaccination rate and resurgent outbreak.